Right, right. My name's Neil. I'm one of the co-founders of Groom Resistor Scotland, which is an online child protection enforcement team. We obviously operate in Scotland. This video is just to give you a little bit of background on who we are, what we do and why we do it. As it says, we're online child protection enforcers. We're not governed. We do this off our own back, purely for the satisfaction to know that we are saving children, something that the government and police forces are now either not willing to do, not financially able to do, not have the resources or the manpower. Teams like ourselves, Scotland, England, Wales, Ireland, have been all over the news. I'm sure you've heard about some form of team that's been going about, whether it be good or bad. And I'm sure you formed your own opinions on it. But let me just say what it is exactly what we do and why we do it. We have noticed that children are constantly being attacked, abused, ridiculed online. They get bullied. There's men and women out there who speak to children constantly, send them dirty images. Obviously I'm not going into detail about what the images are, but I'm sure you can work out for yourself. It's images that no child should be able to see. And these men and women want to meet children, knowing that they're children, knowing that their ages between 9 years old right up to 15 years old. And these men and women want to take them and take them into their house and have sex with them and violate their bodies. They're children. There was a story in the news yesterday, I think it was, from the date of this recording, where a dad had raped his own child from she was 6. She got pregnant twice, and she was too scared. She didn't know how to get away. She eventually spoke up, and she's eventually spoke about her story, and obviously to make people aware. Now, there's a lot of people out there who are in that situation, who are getting raped constantly. You have sex with a child, that's what it is, it's rape. Whether they consent to it or not, it is rape. We don't want this to happen to our children. Children have a hard enough time just living a normal life, being a teenager, going through puberty, having all their hormones going off, school, bullies at school, normal everyday lives, being at home, arguing with their parents, arguing with their friends. Why? When you think they're in the safety of their home, on their phone, their laptop, their tablet, whatever it is, are they getting abused by men and women? So we put together this organisation, Groom Resistor Scotland. Now, it's not a governed organisation. We completely do this off our own backs. We finance everything. We travel all over the country, catching people, men and women, who want to meet children for this reason, for sex, to have relationships with them, to marry them. We've had a case where there's a male who wanted a 12-year-old to make bestiality porn for him. This is what's happening in the country. We're not out there to cause trouble. We're not out there to scare people. And yes, if you come round the corner and you see me like this, with a hood up and a mask on, confronting a male or a female, yeah, you're going to get a shock. You're going to wonder what's going on. But we're not the dangerous people. We're the caring people. The reason we hide our faces is because we have children as well. We want to make sure that our children are just as safe as every other child out there. We've been doing this now for about a year and a half, I think it is. We started, I think it was about August, September time of 2017, and we have had, our own team alone have had, I think 40, I think we've had 40 stings, whether we've passed it on to other teams who have done the confrontation ourselves, whether we've took stings from other people, whether it's our own, like completely our own work that we've done. And we have been nothing but praised by police officers. Yes, there is one or two police officers or police departments that don't like us because they see that we're doing their job. Now, really, it's not a police officer's job to go out and catch paedophiles. There's specialised, trained people who do this. Who sit, I don't know if they sit at home or if they sit in a police office or however they do it. So it's not an actual like police officer that you see on the street. It's not an actual police officer that if somebody gets assaulted they come out and arrest them. These are specialised, trained people. We're just offering they people a hand. We're just wanting to help. We are not bad people. We are a group of Scottish and English people who are all parents who have banded together to safeguard and stop children being abused and raped. Now, if anybody can see badness in keeping children safe, then I would have to ask what's wrong with the world, because these things should be at the forefront of everybody's mind. Every child has the right to live as a child. Every child does not have the right to have some 90-year-old man masturbating over a video or a picture of that person. No child has the right for a 90-year-old man to send us penis pictures or to ask her for pictures, naked pictures of her or him. And it's not, you can't stereotype paedophiles, you can't stereotype sexual predators, because we've caught firefighters, we've got police officers, we've caught lawyers, we've caught school teachers, we've got swimming teachers, we've caught Joe Blogs round the corner who's on the dole, we've caught so many people from so many different walks of life, all types of religions, all types of orientation. It doesn't matter who it is, we'll go out and catch them. We don't stereotype any one person. Now, that's pretty much why we do it, is to safeguard children. Why we keep ourselves anonymous, because we've got our own children to think about. And we have, and teams like us, have been threatened that if our identities are ever released, relatives of the paedophiles who still back them and still support them because it's their family and that's their choice at the end of the day, but they're not going to get any respect from us. If you back and support a paedophile, you're just as bad as that paedophile. But we have had threats. We've threatened to be assaulted. We've threatened to have our kids assaulted, raped. We've been threatened to be taken to court. We've been threatened to be jailed. We've been threatened to be sued. And you know what? Nothing's ever going to stop us. And if they bring out a law that stops us somehow, we'll find another way to do it. Our job, so to speak, is to protect children. And protect children we will. Now, how we go about doing this, a lot of people will say, oh, it's entrapment, you done this, you done that, you done the next thing. What you need to remember, adults over the age of 18 have a legalised mind where they can make legalised judgment calls. A child under the age of 16 is not legally able to make any form of sexual or adult orientated decisions. Even if a child says, yes, I want to have sex with you, that person can't have sex with that child, because that child doesn't have essentially the brain mentality to know the implications of what they're doing. You cannot say, oh well, that child says that they want to have sex with that man. It doesn't matter. You can not say, oh well, you entrapped him because you were speaking to him. You're an adult. You shouldn't have been speaking to him as an adult. These potential predators get told the age of whatever age is, whether it be 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, they get told, and they get told pretty quick. The adult then has the choice to carry on with the conversation. The adult who kids look up to and look for advice, look for protection, the adult carries on the communication. The adult wants to have sex with this child. We don't entrap people. And just to furthermore that point, only people who can entrap is people of the law, governed-bodied people, i.e. a police officer, a CID officer. A standard British citizen cannot entrap anybody. We have worked our backsides off for 1.5 years. We have protected and safeguarded so many children. We have had paedophile rings locked up. We have had teachers removed from schools who were in the forefront and teaching your children. Remember, we're not doing this for us. We're doing this for you. We're doing this for your children. We're not the bad guys. Yes, we may come across as scary. Doesn't a police officer or a CID officer who smashes into somebody's house because they've got drugs on them, isn't that a scary situation? Everything's a scary situation because you've got to be hyped up, you've got to have the adrenaline going, you have to make the right decisions, you have to make sure everybody's safe, including the paedophile. We've had to protect paedophile. I personally have been run over by a paedophile as we tried to get him locked up, and he dragged me halfway down the road. And what, you know what, while I was holding on to that car, all I could think about was, am I even going to get home to see my own children? But the love that we have for saving children's lives is what keeps us going. After that incident, I took some time off of this. Didn't know if it was something that I was wanting to do. Then you read stories in the news. Oh, this man's raped this person. This man tried to attack this person. I just had to come back out. We can't allow Britain's children to be raped anymore, and we will stop it. Whether you back us, whether you're against us, we're not going anywhere. We're going to protect your children, we're going to protect their children, we're going to protect their children, and we're going to make sure that something is done about this epidemic. 80,000 active paedophiles in the UK that the police know of. That's not the ones that the police can't find. We're finding them. We're hunting them down. We don't sweep it under the carpet like the police do. We expose them, we let you know where they're living. We're not the bad guys here. We're here to do the right thing. And next time, if you see us out, if you see us doing this thing, wait till we're finished. Come over and say hi. Get to know us. We will not, we don't bite. But anyway, I'm now going to pick my children up from school. And I'm going to keep them safe. Just like we're going to keep all your kids safe. Thanks very much for watching, guys. If you've got any positive feedback, any negative feedback, just leave it down in the comments. We can only try and get better. If we make a mess on one, I'm sure we'll get our butts kicked and we'll do better on the next one. We're only human. We're trying to make a difference. We're not trying to instill fear. We're not trying to be vigilantes. We're trying to help children, that's all. And with that, I'll just say goodbye. Thanks for watching.